Guys, welcome to another episode of Horror at the Store. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach, and today, he's here, he's ready to rock, he's ready to roll, Brendan Patterson.
I'm just hoping for some action.
You're just like there.
I'm just clapping for myself. I don't know what else to do.
It's amazing. You're brilliant, and almost as brilliant as I gave him a trope. And do you want to tell us what it is?
I'm a virgin.
He's
today.
a virgin. Today, every day.
Fedora and all. Yeah, every day.
Always.
Always. Just a virgin life.
Just he's wearing a really small fedora. For those of you who cannot see, it's great.
Yeah.
It's immaculate.
Thank you.
Almost as immaculate as this movie that we watched, Red Eye.
Yes.
I fucking love this movie. It's my third time seeing it, but oh man, I love it. So here at the podcast, we always do a log line off of the title alone. It's goofy, it's weird, it's a fun summary. What do you think the movie's about?
So I had a woman discovers her 13-year-old son has been smoking reefer when he comes home with bloodshot eyes. Only this gas is not your typical danky kush. It is possessed by a demon which overtakes the body of any virgin smoker to try it. The only cure for this demonic skunk? Holy water eye drops. I'd watch this movie.
Oh my god. That you went for it. I love it.
Red eye as fuck.
You went for it. You said dank kush. I always, if everyone's smoking weed, I'm like, oh, that dank ass kush over there, and they're like, what?
I tried to squeeze in as many weed nicknames as possible.
I love that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you for appreciating.
Of course. I wrote an optometrist develops a hankering for murder when his eye is taken over by a demon named Steve.
Steve's not a real name.
It's not. We've discussed this before on the podcast and in general in my life. Steve is not a real name. It's not. I'll fight anyone on it. It's not a fucking real name. But no, every demon, if you watch any ghost show, is always named Steve. They're like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Steve."
Is that true?
I
feel like that's such
all
an
the time,
80s sitcom
all the
name.
time. And I'm like, "Are you? No, your name isn't Steve. It's like Buzzlebeeb or some shit."
Yeah.
I think that's the real name of a demon. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Comedy Store. Oops.
You
sorry.
Just got this place haunted.
Do you know about this space?
No.
The mob. This used to be where the mob would torture people.
Really?
Yeah, in this exact space that we're in right now. So it's definitely haunted. There's definitely something down here.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Shooting
the shit over a
the
podcast.
shit. It's sorry, spirits, but also you're welcome. Hopefully you're entertained.
Yeah.
Not too scared. So Red Eye is starring Rachel Whoa, can't speak today. Rachel McAdams. And is it Cillian Murphy?
Killian.
I
think it's Killian.
It's Killian. And my roommate Cersei was like, make sure you say it right. And I didn't. Thank you. That's why we're here.
Killian, yeah.
Killian.
He's got a horrible haircut in this movie.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's when was this movie made? First of all,
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
Yes, I love 2005. It's a great time for movies.
Two plane thrillers came out this year.
What else came?
Flight Plan was the other one with Jodie Foster.
Oh.
It's crazy. I had to look it up because I was like, there's no way. I got it mixed up. No, yeah, Flight Plan came out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I also, Wes Craven directed this. And this movie, I remember my brother being like, because I love Wes Craven. He's my idol. He's my king. He was like, hey, Wes Craven wrote a rom-com that has a hard switch to horror. And I was like, that's not real. It is.
It is.
And it's this movie.
This is like, this walked so fresh could run, you know? You get the whole rom-com start and then switch. As soon as the plane takes off, it's over.
Oh, it's wonderful. This, they're starting in an airport, trying to get their luggage, all that jazz. First of all, I was like, I've been at an airport where I've either been the person who's been, like, oh, hey, they're taking their time. But I've also been the person who's been like, let's fucking hurry that shit up. But I don't mean to be that person. But,
no,
sometimes it happens.
Just look, I got to get from point A to point B. I've got a hotel to tend to. And I get Rachel McAdams' problem in this.
Oh, yeah.
Also, at the airport, there's a granny in combat boots.
Yeah, badass granny.
There's no fucking... She's in combat boots, so she could say one line. There's the only reason. It doesn't come back.
Wait. Which one?
The Dr. Phil granny.
Oh, yes.
Her bag bumps with the combat boots. She goes, traveling is a war nowadays. I wear combat boots because traveling is war. And then never comes back. Like, she doesn't kick anybody's ass. She doesn't do anything.
That would, Wes Craven is known for setting that stuff up. So you think she had a scene where she just, beat the shit out of everyone and then just... Hey, Wes Craven, from the grave. Hey, bud, we got an idea.
There's a few things that are set up that just don't come back.
Yeah. Also, let's talk about some of the cameos. Kyle Gallner, who's in Jennifer's Body. He was in Smile. Right. He's like the horror king.
Is he in this?
He's in this movie.
What is he?
He has one line. He's the kid who she steals the pen from. But she's his friend. That's him. He has one line and it's like, shut up, dude, and that's it.
Oh my God. Is he the found your pen?
Yeah.
That kid? Oh yeah. My God. Okay. Cool. I had no
amazing.
Idea. This guy's a horror legend.
I know, but I'm like, why don't you get a lead? Like, Smile I'm like, should be the lead in horror films.
Smiles is the big stepping stone.
I'm like,
he's going to keep getting.
He needs more. I love him. He's great. I was like, I think he had 3 lines, but still. Also, I love the early 2000s because there's phones on planes still.
That's okay. I wanted to talk about that. Why don't we have plane phones anymore?
That would be so much better. No one would text that. No, they probably still would. But
we're still not allowed to use our phones on planes. So why don't we just have the plane phones?
It was interesting. And then you had to swipe your credit card to make a call.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
The best part is not the best part, but whenever she uses it for the first time, and Cillian Murphy's like, yeah, your dime. Like that's the big deal. That she's paying for a phone call. She can afford a phone call.
How much is that phone call?
I don't know.
It's like $20 per minute.
Gotta be. Also, does that mean he's paying for the other phone call? He's like, this one you're paying for.
Yeah.
I got
I got the rest, but you get the first one.
Yeah, you get the first one.
Because he's like, I'm a feminist. We pay equally.
Yeah. Actually, I can get behind that. The Wes Craven feminist
He's a feminist
years.
Icon. Oh my God, yes.
Okay.
I also, a moment I literally wrote, what the fuck, was when Rachel runs to the bathroom to just panic and have a place to cry.
Right.
She's like, oh, I'm gonna, expose Cillian as this crazy guy who wants to kill the political figure. What does he do?
He's fucking okay. This guy's fucking bombing. At the beginning of the movie, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna bomb so and so to send a message. Diplomacy's cool, but we're gonna bomb so and so."
Yeah.
And then it shows him, and he's the nicest guy in the world.
Literally, and he's with his
what?
He's with his kids,
his
family. They're just having a great time.
Okay.
They're looking at the beach. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna murder him." And Cillian's like, "Hey, I'm just the guy that gets things done. I don't actually murder anybody."
The fact-based male logic.
And they're like, but also at the same time, I was like, but what if they kissed? What if they actually had a romance?
This movie would have been way different had they kissed.
Yeah, I'm like,
if she just orders that the sea breeze in the beginning, it's a peaceful movie.
Literally, and then she just leaves, and that's it, and then it's romantic, and they go on with their day.
What are you doing in this situation where if somebody says, hey, I'm going to kill your dad if you don't make a call for work? Are you making that call, or are you going to be Miss Perfect Rachel McAdams and be like, oh, no, I'm not going to sacrifice anybody?
That's a great question.
I can tell you what I'm doing.
I'm calling.
I'm
probably calling. I'm probably calling just because, one, it's a lot of work to do the back and forth thing.
Yeah.
As soon as you call and you're out of range, you could probably be like, hey, this happened, but also he could frame you for being like, oh, she did this. And then that's like,
that's
you know,
true.
but then you're like, I was being held by Cillian Murphy.
But he's so charming.
He's so charming. His eyes are pretty. Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
He's just scary in this movie.
He is scary.
Like, just looking. I don't know what it is about him, but he hasn't grown into his Cillian Murphy charm, and he's just scary.
He's terrifying. But Rachel McAdams' character pretends that he has a bomb and writes, "There's a bomb," and
so
he's got a bomb. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh no.
I feel like at that point, why aren't you just like when you get away from him, just yelling? Like, it does the same thing.
Yeah. Also, isn't there a cop on every flight? Is that even true? Because I feel like even on like small flights, I'm like, there's definitely not a cop on this flight. Absolutely not. There's not a. Is it an air marshal?
Are those real?
I have no idea. I don't believe they are.
Air marshals are a conspiracy theory just to keep people from doing bad stuff.
They're like, it's a 20-minute flight.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, but that's when the next 9/11 happens. So.
Yeah.
So it's like, like, what are you gonna do?
Who really knows? That's the whole mystery of it.
So how many air marshals are there?
There's a lot of flights. So there's got to be a lot of air marshals, or somebody's lying.
I think they're lying.
I think they're lying.
I think they're like, oh, there's an air marshal on every flight. There's not.
There's not.
You're a liar.
This movie also had the most accurate like representation of flight attendants.
Yes.
There's like always the one that is just mean.
Yeah.
And bossy
100%.
for no reason.
Yep.
And then there's always the one that's just like, oh, there's two people having sex in the bathroom.
Whatever.
Not my problem.
They're like, it's been a long day. It's been a long Tuesday. I remember when I was on a flight, it was when we were still like wearing masks on, like, they were like, hey, pull it up over your face. And I was just dead asleep, like snoring. And my mask just like went a little bit below my nose.
You piece of shit.
And he woke me up. He's like, hey. And I was like, huh. And he's like, put your mask up. And I was like, what? He's like, you need to pull your mask. And I was like, I'm just asleep. I didn't mean to. And he's like, no, COVID.
He woke you up with?
Yeah, with force.
I think you got sued.
I was like, huh? It was bad. I'm always terrified of flight attendants now. I've also had some like call me out on if my bag wasn't fitting properly. They're like, whose bag is this one?
Really?
And everyone would look at me and I'd be like, it's mine.
You need Cillian Murphy to...
Yes.
Put your bag up.
I have small arms, and I've had several people I'd be like, hey, I can't pick this up over my head. Can you help me? And they're like, oh, fine. Yeah. But you just need Cillian Murphy.
Have you ever gotten somebody out of their seat to do it? Or is it just like, you have?
Yes.
Oh, Katie.
But to be fair, I was struggling and he got up.
Okay.
So it was like he chose.
Okay, but you didn't ask somebody.
No,
I'm somebody and say, hey.
I'm too stubborn. I'm too stubborn of a female to be like, I'm gonna ask a man for help.
That's what I'm talking about.
But like, I should have asked for help. It was too heavy. I don't know what I had in that luggage at that point. But
bricks.
Just literally straight bricks. That's why I have scoliosis. That makes sense. But like, it was weird and also terrifying thing. I don't know if you've ever had this where you sit in the wrong seat on a plane.
Yes.
And then it's not that big of a deal, but the sheer embarrassment you feel.
Yeah.
I've had that, and then I was like middle seat, and I was like, oh, I'm literally one back. And she goes, oh, I'll just take your seat. It's fine. I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. She's like, it's fine. I'm like, okay.
No, I had that happen on a flight. It was almost the exact same situation, except I thought I had given myself an aisle seat, right? And I look, and I'm like, oh, I'm a middle. That sucks. So I'm sitting in the middle seat, wrong row. And this woman comes up and is just like, hey, that's actually my seat. And then does the same thing. Oh, I'll just take yours. It's fine. And I look back, and the one she's talking about was an aisle seat. And I was like, no, I can switch. You can have your seat.
Yeah.
Rules.
I got to go.
Rules are rules.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
We got to follow them here. This is a rule-based place.
Rule-based place.
This matters a lot.
Planes.
Also, speaking of planes and what people do, they clapped when the plane landed.
Yeah.
I
have that written down too.
From a young age, my dad was the strength and conditioning coach of the University of Wisconsin men's Badger b-ball team, and we would fly with the team on these like charter planes, and we would fly like with the band, with like Bucky Badger, with everyone, and the band would always like they during like they go cross check and they go cross check and then they would like repeat things and then they'd clap when it took off, they'd clap when it landed. So when I went on my first flight,
oh no,
I was repeating everything. I thought that was normal, and then I'm like, no,
that's not normal. That's clapping during a flight or when a flight lands is. I was talking about this with somebody the other day. It's probably the most Caucasian things.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, I mean, it's white.
It's so white.
But it happened, and I wrote that down too. I'm thank you for also being on the same page there.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, Rachel McAdams cares way too much about her job.
Yeah.
Way too much. Like, we get you're like
she's perfect
manager at the hotel or whatever, but like you care way too much. You're gonna risk your dad's life. I know this dude might get killed, but your dad might get killed. You know what? I'm not saying anyone deserves to die, but it's one less person on the planet, you know? And I don't want anyone to die, but you know?
No,
you gotta...
I don't want anyone to die, but I don't want my family to die.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm like, that's like, there's a priority. Like, Dad, I'm saving you. I'm just letting you know. If you're listening to this, Dad, I would choose to save you and kill someone else.
Yeah, no, Dad, I would choose to save you as well over most people.
Just remember that. Remember that. Dad.
That's very sweet of you.
Thank you. You're welcome, Dad. I don't even think he listens to this. I know my mom does. She's like, stop swearing. I'm like, no. Shut up. No, I don't say that.
You just did. Your mom's going to listen to this.
She'll be fine.
Okay.
She'll be fine. She said worse to me. I've said worse to her. It's fine. But how much is she getting paid to care this much?
Way too much.
And people are so mean to her.
How much is the assistant, her assistant getting paid?
Not enough. My God, what's her name? Is it?
She's Paul Blart's love interest.
She's Mrs. Pillsbury from Glee.
Okay.
Emma Pillsbury. And she's like, oh my God, there's a bomb, and like after there's a big scene where like the bazooka is shot at the hotel, everybody escapes, they're fine, and she's just on the phone with Rachel's character, and she's like, yeah, this is gonna be a lot to clean up. Like, girl, get out of there. There was a bazooka. There could be another one. Get out.
Why are they waiting for the bazooka?
I don't.
Why? Okay. Why is it a bazooka? That's the most brazen assassination.
I was like, I love it.
No, it's amazing. It's Wes Craven, dude.
Like if you're gonna die by anything, a bazooka.
Facts.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's the best way to die.
Oh, apparently.
If you're gonna die alive, if you're gonna die awake, if you're gonna die alive, it better be by a bazooka.
Oh, 100%. The unsung hero of this movie though is this little girl traveling alone.
100%.
And she's just this little adorable thing. And she just is like, whatever, Mom. I'm like 11. I can travel alone.
I'm not 9.
Like, I'm fine. I could travel alone. And she just, she's with Rachel. She's like, I see what's happening. She's like, I think something's going on. And then trips him. And it's wonderful and hilarious. Mm-hmm. But again, I still wanted Rachel and Killian to kiss, at the very end.
They got close a couple times.
They had a lot of sexual chemistry.
It was just headbutts.
Yeah.
Literal headbutts. Why don't we have more headbutting?
Nobody wins in a headbutt.
No, but they do though.
They do.
The audience
but
wins in a headbutt.
Yeah, but like the character doesn't. It's like now their head hurts.
Right. Well,
now they gotta they're like disoriented. You can also really hurt yourself. I don't know, but you know.
They didn't know about CTE at that point.
This is true.
They're just like headbutting all over the place. And it's badass.
We
need more headbutts.
More headbutts.
I'm a strong advocate for headbutts. If any horror director or writers listening to this, more headbutts.
Okay. You know what? Hell yeah. Every movie I write, I'll add more headbutts just for you.
Thank you.
Just for you.
Yeah, I'd appreciate it.
So, out of 10, what do you think?
I gave this like a 6.5 out of 10. I think as far as like Wes Craven movies, there's like Nightmare, which is like the older brother. If Wes Craven movies are a family, right? Mm-hmm. Nightmare is like the older brother who smokes cigs, wears a leather jacket, cuts class.
Yeah.
Scream is like the cool kid.
Yeah.
Probably plays sports. Mm-hmm. Really fucking good.
He's popular. Everybody likes him.
Very popular.
Yeah.
And then this one is like the cousin that might smell a little weird and like is like He's nice.
He's nice, but you're
nice.
like, oh, it's Jim again.
Yeah, they just have the same last name.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Like, yeah, he's there at family reunions sometimes, but he's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Wes Craven's Family Tree.
Okay, I love that. I gave it a 6. I love this movie. It's ridiculous. It's insane. The fact that he's like, I'm gonna write a movie that's, I don't know if he actually wrote it, but I'm gonna direct a movie that's like a hard switch to horror with this romance where you're like, oh, they're gonna be it's a cute plane story. And it's like, no, I'm doing a hit on this political guy and this political guy, politician. That's what they're called. That's what they're called. And I might kill your dad as if you don't do it.
And so much happens in 85 minutes.
Literally.
Like, it's a short movie.
It is.
And it flies by. No pun intending. But yeah, it flies by.
Yeah. 100%. Oh my God. Well, Brendan, thank you for being here. Do you want to plug anything? Of course.
Yeah. So my Instagram is @_Brendan Patterson _. And then I also have a podcast launching, a movie podcast launching on November 7th, the first Monday of November, called The Monday Marquee. So be on the lookout for that.
Wow. Look at you. Podcast man. Well, again, thank you for being here today. And thank you to our sponsor, FYE. You can find them in store or at FYE.com. Check out their Creep Show, Up All Night, energy drink, blood red cherry flavor. Ooh, ASMR. Ooh. And their Ghost Face Robots Knit series. Little orange ghost face. Little figurine guy. He's adorable. He's great. I love him. He's awesome. Brendan, thank you again for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
And guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.